to Interesting Times. It's lunch on MFM. Sam and Celeste with you all the way up until 4 p.m. It is Thursday, and last week we told you that Stellenbosch University International Office, well, they welcomed about 300 new international students to the campus in January. And in studio today with us we have Angelo Jefter, and Angelo coordinates the students' life activities at the international office. And he's here to tell us how international students are integrated into life in Stellenbosch. As we know, this can be quite a difficult process. So Angelo, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon.
So Angelo, 2 weeks ago you had the international welcome and orientation. Are international students settle in? What are they saying about the experience?
So far, so good. I haven't really heard anything, and so I go on the premise that no news is good news. So I get the sense that students have settled in. Here and there are still a few students finalizing course registrations, but for the most part, I think overall most of them have settled and adjusted quite well.
So how do you help international students connect with the local Stellenbosch students?
Well, I integrate. I'm part of the integration portfolio, or I coordinate the integration portfolio, and so my job is to integrate, and I do that through various projects. One being the Marty Buddy project, where we have the Marty project. What that entails is South African students sign up for this project, and prior to the arrival of the international student, we link up a Marty Buddy and an international student, and so they make contact roughly around a month before the time, and then the Marty Buddy, helps orientate the student
That's nice.
into
Very nice.
the environment. Then there's also other projects that I also facilitate. The International Food Evening, which is one of the signature events on the international office calendar, and in that setting we have students showcase their cooking skills. The international students, showcase their cooking skills with various international dishes. And at this event we invite almost, not everyone, but like quite a large following of local students attend this event, and so that's also a good way for them to interact. With that, we also try to encourage students to join societies, societies that are they might find a match with, or something of interest, and that's also a way for them to connect with local students and interact with the students. And then I also coordinate another project called the International Student Organization of Stellenbosch, and it's also known as ISOS. And through there, we try to orientate students by going on excursions. And we're also trying to encourage local students to sign up with us and go on these excursions with the international students, and also interact with them.
Angelo, let's be honest, do you go out with the students and introduce them to Stellenbosch town nightlife?
Well, me personally, no. No, but I think they do that very well themselves. The mere fact that these bars are within walking distance, and then also I think every now and then they'll have a introduction drink with the Marty Buddies and stuff like that. So they're really good at doing that themselves.
And the socializing part.
I actually don't have to encourage them to go to the bars and stuff like that.
So how can, you mentioned a little bit of this earlier, how can local students connect with international students?
Well, for the most, I think what has worked quite well in the past is local students need to come and speak to me with regards to events that they might have within their respective student communities. And if they have events that they want to invite international students to, because the international student doesn't really know what's happening at the residences and what's happening within the respective PSOs or student communities. So the onus is on the local student or the haka or the student leader to come and speak to me, say, okay, we have this event, we'd like to invite the international students, and then I invite, I'll send out an email to everybody and just say, okay, this is happening at such and such.
Middleman.
Yeah.
Okay. So Angelo, what does a fully integrated international student look like?
I don't know. It's a very, very tricky question. I think for the most part, what SU International tries to create is a space for an international student to come in, to come here with their own personal values and cultures, and come with the university and bring that here, and with that background, able to, engage critically with the, opportunities and also the challenges that issue faces, and also simultaneously, we as the Stellenbosch community also think, have to learn from them.
Definitely become more culturally aware and all those type of things.
They should also be, willing to reciprocate that.
Yes.
So it's a give and take. So I think that's what a fully integrated student looks like someone that comes here with an open mind and is willing to immerse themselves in the cultures, Stellenbosch culture, and then also to the Stellenbosch cultures, and then also be willing to impart of their culture.
With your history as a coordinator, what do you find? Do you find that when students are about to leave again, what do they say? Do they feel like they've been inspired? Do they feel like they've learned something?
Well, it obviously depends on the student, right? But for the most part, if students come, and that's what South Africa does so well, and Stellenbosch does so well, it's able to sell itself.
True, that's
I think
true.
like the beauty of our country that we live in, like, and it's really, and then on top of it, all the challenges and all the other opportunities is really an eye-opening experience. So I think a lot of students come here and they leave humbled with a completely different perspective.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a question I think one day, if you want, we should get a student that's back here doing a full degree.
Yeah.
Based after having been here for a semester.
I agree. You decided out of your own, I want to go
Yeah.
back. I love the place. I love the culture. I experienced what humbled me, because some of these students come from very privileged backgrounds, and
And so then they come here and then they have to face, I mean, for example, if you're going to Germany where the trains are always on time and then you have to come here,
metro rail.
you have to take the train here.
And also now with the drug, even that's a huge
Yeah,
thing.
it's a huge thing.
And it builds a tolerance and a sense of like compassion, and like it also humbles you like as an individual. And I think a lot of them come here and with a completely different mindset and then leave here as a completely different person. And then I come back again as a result.
Wow. Angelo, what can students be looking forward to this year?
A growing experience.
A growing experience.
Yes, I think that's what I think I touched on it when I say like this South Africa and Stellenbosch has got it. I mean, it has the ability to look outside of yourself and reflect on everything about like almost do like a life audit, and then from there decide, okay, like how do I go about for the future, and that's what I think this experience offers.
I think it's a fantastic experience.
It really is. Angelo, thank you so much for joining us. If you just tuned in, we're talking to Angelo Jackson, telling us about how international students are integrated into life at Stellenbosch.
So you can get hold of the international office on their website, which is www.sun.ac.za/international. Their Facebook, you can follow them as Globally, Twitter @SU Globally, and Instagram @SU_Globally.
It's lunch on MFM. Stay tuned. We're with you all the way up until 4 p.m.